Welcome to the Modern Manifestation Podcast. I'm your host, Bree Brown, a business mindset coach, entrepreneur, and a top competitor in a male-dominated industry. I'm a native Texan, the youngest of all brothers, and a lettuce-hating, wine-loving, curses like a sailor, recovering perfectionist. I've spent over a decade building my commission-based career, and my life's purpose is helping other women achieve the same multi-six-figure success I achieved before I was 25. I have a passion for helping women with mindset, money, and manifestation skills to help every young woman realize her full potential. If you're looking for vulnerable conversations, professional development, inspiration, or even a kick in the ass to get you motivated, you have come to the right place. Thanks for checking out the Modern Manifestation Podcast. Now let's jump right in to today's topic. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Modern Manifestation Podcast. This week, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while now, and something that's really just come up for me a lot in terms of like my personality and how I operate in this world. And that topic is what it means to be spiritual and why so many women, especially my fellow sassy women, haven't felt comfortable in this space, in the spiritual space. And more specifically, I want to talk about one of my favorite personality traits that I haven't found in a whole lot of spiritual circles yet. And that is sarcasm, the beauty of sarcasm. And this is a topic that I've actually changed my opinion on a lot over the past year. And I want to talk about it now because I cannot, or at least I have not, found really anyone talking about manifestation and sarcasm other than to discourage it and be like, don't do it. It's not high vibe. It's negative. Sure, I get it. And I used to be one of those people. Really. I was like, no, I need to really work on my sarcasm. I really need to work on my cursing. None of this is high vibe. None of this is positive. But I'm here to say that I've had a lot of conversations about this with friends. I've done some reflecting. I've had discussions with other sarcastically spiritual women. And I've flipped a 180 on this subject, and I want to promote a new way of thinking about this. And that new way of thinking for me is we can be spiritual and sarcastic. We don't have to give up a part of our personality that we enjoy if we don't want to. You can be a badass manifester and what I like to call a spiritual sasshole. A little bit of sass in there. And as we work to dismantle a lot of these core limiting beliefs that we have, and really work on our identity, I think it's important to hold true to the parts of our identities that we actually like and that we enjoy or that we consider playful. And that's more important than if we think something is bad, something like sarcasm. It can only be bad if you give it that connotation. If it's something you enjoy and it brings you pleasure about yourself, then keep it. Don't try to get rid of that part of your identity just because you think it doesn't fit a mold. Because this was the reason that for years, I wouldn't operate in the manifestation and spiritual world per se, because I was like, that's not me. I don't think someone like me would belong, whatever like me meant. But the way I described it was, I'm sarcastic, dry, bossy, skeptical, little rough around the edges sometimes, and definitely did not feel like that love and light, peace, flowy, energetically peaceful person, right? Like I did not fit what I thought was like the sunshine and rainbows model, the love and light, or the really sweet woman who just sends her love and peace to everyone. Like that hasn't been me. It's never been something that I felt comfortable stepping into. And I'm not sure that I ever will, right? I have so much respect for those women, and I'm so glad that they have come to that place for themselves. And at the same time, that's not my personality. And I'm starting to embrace who I am and realize that there's space for people like me in the spiritual world too, right? We don't all have to be like, oh, love and light, I'm sending you so much of this, that, and the other, and hope and peace. And like, yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things. I'm so glad that we have people like that in the world. And there can also be people like me in the world who want to send you love and light, but we're going to give you a little bit of some sarcasm with it and a lot of sass as well. And I'm sure there's probably like a couple therapists listening in right now that are like, oh, she's using sarcasm as a way to avoid vulnerability. And yeah, you're probably right to an extent. But here's the thing. I love my sarcasm. I love my sarcastic nature, and I want to keep that side of me while embracing vulnerability. I love the comic relief of sarcasm. I love it when other people use it. I love it when I use it. And I think it's important that I stay true to me. Yes, work on your mindset. Yes, shift your identity to become someone that can manifest the things we want. But this does not mean that you have to lose the parts of you that bring you joy and that you love about yourself. Because I think that staying true to who you are at your core is more important than conforming to what we think it means to be spiritual, right? Your sarcasm or your cursing or anything else that's on your mind that you're afraid to lose can just be a part of your playfulness. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to have that connotation or that intent unless you give it that intent. So I can do both. I feel like I can hold space for sarcasm and for vulnerability, and for tackling both of these things at the same time. So I say this because if there's a part of you that you're just not ready to let go of either, then know that on your path towards manifestation, whether it's sarcasm or cursing or like whatever you have quote unquote decided is not spiritual because of some idea or stereotype you have in your head about what it means to be spiritual or what it means to be a manifester, it's okay to let that go and or to just hold space for both while you're going through your process. And you decide for yourself what works and what doesn't. Don't allow someone else, me included, to tell you what that needs to look like. Ultimately, it is your life. And I think it's important we talk about that because, as I've mentioned in other podcasts, it can be easy to get into this all or nothing mindset, especially if you're a perfectionist, right? And I think that we have a tendency to do this with manifestation and spirituality. Becoming a spiritual person or someone that is trying to manifest does not mean that you have to give up the parts of you that make you you, if you enjoy those parts of you. Or I've had some people tell me like, oh, well, you shouldn't be cursing if you want to operate in this world. Well, hey, that's just a part of who I am. And so is sarcasm. There's all these things that I thought that you had to do and that people have told me you have to do in order to quote unquote belong in this world, which what does that even mean? Who created these rules? And I'm just here to say that if there's something about you that you're unwilling to let go and you felt conflicted inside or you felt like there's this juxtaposition of what it means to be a spiritual manifester and what it means to just be who you are, let it go. It's okay to allow those things to coexist. We can be sarcastic and spiritual and whatever else might be on your mind. It's the yin and the yang, right? Balance. And this doesn't mean that embracing these sides of ourselves, which for me is sarcasm, has to negatively impact our success. When I first thought of modern manifestation, I literally Googled, can you be high vibe and sarcastic? Can you manifest if you're sarcastic? And I was looking for answers because I just wasn't seeing a whole lot of people like me operating in the manifestation world. I saw a lot of those really lovely, kind, peaceful people, and I was just like, I love me some sarcastic flair. And the difference between myself and these beautiful people made my sarcastic self just feel like a real asshole. I was like, wow, she's so pure and she's so positive and so light and airy. And here I am, this woman who curses like a sailor, struggles to eat lettuce, loves a good ribeye. Like, there are so many things about me that I feel like aren't quote unquote spiritual. And so I had to do a lot of self-assessment and being like, okay, do I feel comfortable stepping into this world? And as I worked through this, of course, there were thoughts that came up that were like, well, who am I to partake in this world? I'm just not that person. I curse, I make jokes at my own expense, I'm sarcastic, I eat meat, I don't love yoga yet. And I just had all these ideas about what spirituality and manifestation experts looked like. And I did not think I was it. But here's what I've learned over the years. There are so many women who felt and feel the exact same way I did. And so many, unfortunately, have shied away from the spiritual side of manifestation for this reason. And I want to create space for those people because I don't think that's necessarily fair. right? That's really saying that if you have this part of your personality, whether you want to work through it or not, you're just not welcome here. And I want to change that narrative because I really would love to see more women getting into this space and feeling comfortable and seeing people like them in that space. So I'm here to tell you to own whatever part of you that is that you felt uncomfortable letting go. And just know too, when I talk about sarcasm and being a spiritual sasshole in today's episode, I do not mean the negative people who are intending to inflict pain and spread negativity throughout their day. I also do not mean the people who look for negativity in everything and use sarcasm as a shield for their pessimism. Being sarcastic does not mean being unkind or hateful. And when I refer to sarcasm in this episode, I'm talking about the babes that are generally optimistic, or at least trying to be, and that are doing the work and using sarcasm for something like comic relief, right? Not as a weapon or a shield in emotional combat. Very different things. It's not okay to use sarcasm to hurt people or to be unkind or to justify a shitty situation or to steep in negativity. All those things, not cool, not going to help you. But it is okay to use sarcasm to lighten the mood, to bring a smile to a friend, to amuse yourself, or to even get yourself to shift into a more positive mood if sarcasm helps you get there. Like sometimes I crack a sarcastic joke and I laugh and I'm instantly happier. It's totally fine to use it for all of those reasons, as long as you're not using it at anyone else's expense, which would be like a negative thing, right? It doesn't feel good to make fun of someone with sarcasm. Again, there are caveats to this, right? If it's your best friend and that's your love language, then go for it, right? Very different connotation associated with that. Sarcasm from a place of love, not anger, is really what I'm getting at here. And being high vibe has nothing to do with sarcasm, but everything to do with the intent behind it, or of your being. And if you're a happy and kind person who's working on themselves and you love a good sarcastic flair in conversation, then don't give that part of you up. Stay true to who you are while doing the work. So if you found yourself Googling this exact question or a series of questions similar to what I was Googling, especially about sarcasm, then just let me be the first to tell you. You can be sarcastic, sassy, spiritual, and high vibe all at the same time. It's all about who you are at your core and where your sarcasm is coming from. And only you can know that answer for yourself, right? No one, including myself, can tell you whether or not your sarcasm is good or bad. You know innately, so use it to your advantage. And if you feel like it is a hindrance, well, then only you know that, right? And then you can make appropriate changes to fix that if that's something that you want to work on. But I'm here to say that if it's something you like about yourself, like it is for me, then don't feel the need to change it just to be a master manifester. Embrace the sides of you that you love, because that's what's really going to help you manifest the things you want, not what you think you should be. And that's why I wanted to do today's episode. I couldn't find anything online about sarcasm and manifestation specifically, so this is for anyone searching for their own answers regarding this. I'm here to affirm to my fellow sassholes out there that you can remain true to your sassy self, your sarcastic self, and still belong in this world. And you can still be a positive person that's manifesting the shit you want. So let's embrace what it means to be a spiritual badass and allow multiple and different interpretations. That way, more women can step into this space and we just have more fellow spiritual sassholes like myself coming out. Feel free to share this episode with a friend or family who has rejected spirituality or manifestation because of their sassy or sarcastic nature, or someone that just has an idea about what a spiritual person looks like and juxtaposes that against who they actually are, and they don't feel like they belong. I'm here to affirm to those people that they can belong in this space too. There is room for all of us. I know this episode was brief today. I posted about being a high vibe, sarcastic, spiritual person earlier this week and got quite a few messages and comments from that, which really inspired today's topic. And I was like, let's just address this for 5 minutes on the podcast. I think that there are more people out there than we realize who are looking to know if that side of them is okay and if there's people like them that are in this world. So this episode is for those people, or for you if there's something within you that you feel is just incongruent with what you think a spiritual person is. Own that part of you. There's room for you here too. Have a fantastic rest of your week, everyone, and I will catch y'all next Monday. Until then, go out there and manifest some miracles. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this podcast, hit subscribe so you can stay up to date with new episodes. As always, we would love it if you would share this episode with friends and family who could use the inspiration. As a new podcast show, we would really appreciate your honest feedback so I know what you like and what you could use more of. As a thank you for leaving us a rating, we will send you our 7 weekly tips to create space for abundance. Make sure you screenshot your review and email it to us at hello@themodernmanifestation.com so we can send them straight to your inbox. If you'd like to stay connected, you can find us on Instagram or Facebook at Modern Manifestation, or you can head to our website at themodernmanifestation.com. Thanks again for joining me, and I will catch y'all in the next episode.